So we're going to do something a little bit different. I wanted to focus on something a little bit different, and that is Gen Z. So that demographic. Most of the college, so these are kids that are like 27 and under, and they just do things a lot differently than we do. They look at things differently. They have more of a course. I think that a lot of us have kind of adapted to a want it now. I want it now. I want it immediately, and I want it perfect kind of mentality. And so that is something that we have to think about. You know, my target audience isn't, I don't usually think about the younger kids necessarily. But I think that is a good idea because a lot of these younger kids called Gen Z, they aren't afraid of working from their phone. That is very normal to them. They know that money can be made from their phone. And so I think that is a demographic that I need to start focusing more on. And right now, most of this age group is out on, if they're in college, they are out on Christmas break. And so I think it's a great time to start reaching out this month, and then for the rest of this month. And then a lot of them don't go back to like January 10th. So we need to think about this. And so I thought it would be good to kind of focus on them today. Of course, you guys know points and birthdays are awesome. Actually, I started last week when I wish someone happy birthday, I want to send them a sample, say, hey, I'm praying for you. And I think I'd already sent maybe a message in the chat, but or maybe Tina Marie did, but it's a great way to, and people love getting goodies. So whenever you say, hey, happy birthday, hey, can I send you a sample? I'm praying for you. And then can I send you a sample? I think it's a great way to engage and kind of get some conversations started. Plus, I had one girl, she, when I said, it was like last week, and I said, hey, happy birthday. I really want to commit to pray for you for your birthday. And then, kind of send you a sample. And then she was so gracious, she was so thankful that she's like, oh my goodness, yes, I would love for you to pray for me. That means so much. And then she gave me some things to pray for her about. So I thought that was, anyway, she just seemed really thankful. And then you can just use your Engage app to send them this information. You get their name, their email, their cell, their email, and then their address. And then corporate will send them some samples, lots of different sample options from the Engage app. So check that out. Okay, so those are really important. But just for the time we have together, I really wanted to focus on Gen Z. So there are a few, 4 actually Gen Zers, female Gen Zers. I know there's a couple of Gen Z guys, but I'm just focusing on the girls today. If you don't already follow them, a couple of them aren't on Facebook, they are on Instagram. And so I want you to write these down or just remember them, however you want to do it. But one is Lauren Thomas. A lot of y'all already know her. Lauren Thomas, she's an Emerald. She just graduated, I think, University of Kentucky. Yes, Jack Slavin. Yes. And then there's one more. Didn't Bridget Ryan's son? Maybe I may be thinking about somebody else. But so Lauren Thomas, most of y'all know her. And then Faith Ryan. So she's Bridget Ryan's daughter, Faith Ryan. She's on Instagram. There's 2 that I had not ever heard of. And so you can write them down and kind of just follow them and see how they're doing things. Nicole Skowski, it's Skowski, and I can write their names down in the chat. And then the other is Bryn, Bryn Bergquist, Bergquist. So Nicole, okay, Lauren Thomas is a new grad, and then Nicole Skowski is still in college. It looks like Faith Ryan, she just graduated. I want to say she just graduated high school. And then, so she's in college, and then Bryn Bergquist is in college. Okay, so just think about, following them, and then see who they follow, who their friends are in Plexus, and just see how they do things. Because again, I don't think about that age group. I need to. My son's about to be 18 in a few weeks. I can't believe it. And I'm signing him up on his birthday. Boom, he's signed up. He's going to start working it. And so I need to start having this mindset of that age group. So I'll put their names in the chat in just a bit. So, okay. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was there's 4 things that Gen Z want to. Tina Marie is sharing something. What is that? What is that a recording of? Oh, yes.
Hey, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one from the table they did that was so good last year. So that'd be a great one to refresh your memories.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you. And they also have a Facebook page, and I can share that link too. But they have a Facebook page I guess anybody. I'm in there. So I guess old people can be in there too. But I think it's a great way. As soon as Luke, signs up, I'm putting him in that chat or that Facebook page. So I actually think it's called Gen Z, I think, or I don't know. I'll find it. Your request has been pending. So, maybe cancel and then request again. I don't know. I don't know why, because you're younger than me. So, unless it's a different group that I'm thinking about. But the one I'm thinking about, I'll share it in the chat as well. And I'm going to write myself a note so I don't forget. Okay. So there's 4 things. So I want us to focus on the Gen Z crowd today. And there's 4 things, apparently, that these 4 girls, these Gen Z girls, said that they are focused on and that matters to them. Okay. As far as how people are, what is attractive to them when they see other people. So, oh, did you find it? Okay, good. Okay. Thank you. So one thing that the Gen Z needs to hear from you is affordability. So a lot of these kids, they don't have a full-time job yet, especially the ones in college. And so they need affordability. So when you're posting, you need to make sure that you're posting about how affordable these products are. If you can't buy a whole combo, then let's start with one. Of course, doesn't get you points, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, talk about the affordability, but also talk about if something that they can't afford, then talk about the value of it. So when you place a lot of value on something, people all of a sudden can afford it if they place a lot of value on that. And so that is something that we need to be focusing on. So talk about whenever you're talking to this audience, also talk about how they can get their products paid for with the referral link. And start there, hey, get this combo and then let's get it paid for immediately. Share with 3 friends and show them how to use a referral link. Talk about healthy hacks a lot. I mean, kids, they are a lot more conscious, I think, in this age group than I ever was at that age about health. Hopefully, I mean, they need to be. So let's talk about the healthy hacks about looking good. They're interested in looking good and having more energy. None of these kids have energy, right? So we got to make sure they got energy. No more 5-hour energy drinks. No more Monster drinks. These college kids they're going to hurt their heart and hurt their brain with all that stuff. So talk about looking good and energy. Talk about it helping with groceries. So these kids that are right out of college and maybe they're just brand new married, they need to hear you say that this is helping, can help them pay for groceries, gas, goodness gracious, the gas right now, a night out, birthday fun, holiday shopping, birthday shopping, because I'm always talking about how it helps my Plexus paycheck helps pay for my kids' braces, how it helps to pay for baseball and cheer and, used to help for ballet. And that age group, Gen Z, doesn't want to hear about that. They want to hear about how it's going to help what they need to help pay for. What is their bank account is struggling right now because of the things that I just mentioned that they're having to afford. So that it pertain to them, a night out with their friends, so we need to talk about affordability. Next thing is flexibility. So these kids in college, especially, they got classes. Some of them are working, they're on the go, they're having fun with their friends. So we need to talk about how flexible this is. So highlight how you can do this by scrolling social media. That's so important because they're on social media anyway. So they can do this while on social media, in between classes, and highlight what is possible if you do this business consistently, 30 to 60 minutes a day. Start off with 30 minutes a day, work your way up to 60, and consistently. And this is what is going to help let them know that this is a flexible business. So make sure you're highlighting that. The next thing is simplicity. When you're posting or reaching out to someone in this age group, especially, let them know that it's a simple business. And don't make your post a mile long for these kids. They don't want to read a mile long post about it. They want it in simple terms, why this business will be a dream for them, and how simple the products are to take and how they help. So share testimonies of the people that we just mentioned. Share their testimonies. Make sure you let them know that this is for anyone at any age and for any health issue, or even health issues they don't even know that they have. So talk about other Gen Z people. All right. And we're gonna do some posting in just a minute, but I wanted to share. Oh, and then the fourth thing is community. So affordability, flexibility, simplicity, and community. So make sure, because kids, they like to be part of a group. Nobody wants to be left out. So talk about the community of this business. All right. So the first little thing that we're going to do, if you haven't already friended those 4 people or follow them on Instagram, go ahead and take this few minutes and do that. I will put their names in the chat. But also, let's expand our network. So especially into this Gen Z crowd. So who do you know that's in college right now or just graduated? And who do they hang out with? Who in your church? If you have older kids, who are your kids hanging out with? If they're in college or they know college age people, or even I'm thinking about the youth group in my church. I say youth group, the college and career group in my church. Who are they hanging out with? Get to be friends with them and see who their friends are. And don't immediately spam them about Plexus. Get to know them. And whenever you're talking to them about this, let them know that Plexus is an avenue to be able to share godly wisdom. So as godly women, we should be sharing our wisdom with these younger crowds, these future world changers. That's who they're going to be. They're the next generation. So who do you know in your church in this age group? Who can you think of mentoring? There might be a young girl out there this is such a great avenue that not just build your own bank account, but and to get healthy, to help other people get healthy and build their bank accounts, but to use it for the greater good. Who are the college kids that are doing mission trips? How can you support them doing that? So look at it at how you can maybe mentor someone in the college and career group in your church. How can you help out with that group? So let's reach out for the next few minutes. Follow those 4 girls. I'm gonna put it in the chat. And then if you just friended someone in this age group, don't immediately, spam them. Get to know them, figure out what their pain points are, what they're struggling with. Make sure you're commenting on their posts, make sure you're interacting with them, kind of build that relationship first. And then you can, bring up Plexus. But right now, and we're going to share some things, how you can reach out to them in just a minute. But right now, follow those 4 girls, and then think about this age group who you can go ahead and friend and follow and start that conversation with. Okay. So we'll do that. Take a few minutes and do that now. All right, so hopefully you got to reach out and start following some of those girls and start start expanding your network with that age group. I think it's so important. So I've got some things that we can send to some of these gals, some wording, and sometimes it depends on who it is, depends on obviously what you send. I think most of y'all have been doing this long enough to know that and to appreciate that. But depending on where they are, if they're in college, you're going to need to tweak this to make it sound more like a, college age kid. Some of these girls that are engaged, or they're dating someone long term, or they just got married, so they're starting to think about starting a family and things like that. So some of these you'll need to tweak, but one message could be something like this: I feel like this could be perfect for you as you're setting yourself up for a family. Period. That's it. And I'm going to put all this in the chat. Something else is, hey, Kinsey, I've had it on my mind to ask about Plexus. Could we meet for coffee and chat about it? Thinking it could be such a dream gig for you as you're thinking about starting a family. It could give you the flexibility to earn money from your phone and setting your own hours. I think you would be amazing at it and think it's a good idea to start thinking about it now before you even really need it. There's a lot of thinking about it in there. I said that twice. Something else you could say is to a young married couple: hey, Emma, I was thinking about you and John today, and the impact you could have on so many lives if you ever decided to dive in with Plexus. It could be an income stream that could travel with you no matter where you ended up. Would you be open to checking out one of my favorite VIP calls to get the scoop, just to have it on your radar and as your paths keep unfolding? I would love to send you some goodies just as a thank you for checking it out. All right. One more. Amy, I've been wondering if you and Plexus would be a good fit, but also to set you up as a source of income to earn from home. I think your gifts would feed into this so well, and it is such a dream job for anyone who's already comfortable with being on social media. It's just fun. And I know the products could really bless you health-wise too. I have this quick 20-minute video call, or excuse me, 20-minute VIP call that could give you more of the scoop. Would you be up for watching? I'd love to send you some goodies as a thank you for watching and giving it your consideration. So these are just a few things. Again, I'm going to put these in the chat. And we only have a few minutes left. So, pick at least maybe one or two of these Gen Zers, or you can even tweak this into a post idea. And that's going to be your target audience, is this age group. Which call are you sending them? It could be, there are some calls that corporate has done, and those quick why now, why Plexus, you could, if it's a live call, obviously you can send them there. I don't have a specific 20-minute call. It could be any, I haven't sent a call yet, but there's several VIP call. Yeah. So, I don't have anyone in particular. I don't have like a golden nugget call. I think a great idea would be to, it's not a 20-minute call, but a lot of the VIP calls that corporate does, they're really short. What am I trying to say? That group that Lauren and all of them are in, you could even tweak that to make it to say, hey, would you be interested in watching that? Because I think that video is about, I think it's less than an hour. Maybe it's that 45-minute call that they did. And they've actually done a few, but the one I'm thinking about is about 45 minutes, and it has several of them in there. They're upbeat and they're energetic and they're fun, so you can even send them that. So, but there's several calls to choose from. I will find some and put them in the chat. I don't have one in particular that I'm thinking about, but corporate even has some. So, and I'm not talking about a VIP call that a college kid has done. I'm talking about the ones that are going on all the time, whether it's our team, whether it's another team, whether it's corporate, just a quick call. So I will put those write-ups in the chat. So if you want to take, well, we only have a few minutes, but maybe take a minute and just send it to somebody. Okay, good. I mean, 20-minute call, that is something that, you know, a young, that's somebody that, I mean, something that someone my age, I don't want to sit around for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? So if you could say 20 minutes and then just find your favorite 20-minute VIP call, you know, or you can even send them, you know, there's, as far as health goes, I mean, obviously the Wednesday calls are an option. You can send them add them in there and they can watch a recording, or you can send them, you can tag them in one of them or something. But as far as the opportunity goes, I mean, just whatever call that you like. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the chat. And I guess we can just wrap up. I'll put these in the chat, and then you know, as you're reaching out to these Gen Zers, whether it's personal follow-up or whether it is a on Facebook, you can tweak these, but think about those 4 pain points, you know, that they have, that they want it. They need flexibility, community, what I say, affordability, and whatever else I said. Simplicity. So we think about that as we reach out to this age group, and I'll put the rest of the chat. And if I find that call that those Gen Zers did that I'm talking about, I will put that also, if you wanted to share a longer call with this somebody in this age group. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later.